Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sports Corner at 124. It is time for the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament Reveal Show. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Jerry Creamer is beside me. What is your action? Is it president of the committee?
We're all the same.
We're all the same.
It's just one volunteer group. I mean, it's just something we enjoy doing. Most of us have done it for several years, so we've got a little experience in it, and there's always room for improvement, of course, so we try to visit with coaches, fans during the tournament and see what they think we can do better, and we have come up with some good ideas over time.
Well, the tournament is consistently changing or constantly changing little things to try to make things better. One of the things you've done religiously and continue to do is seed the top four.
Correct.
And go by some pretty strenuous things to try to set up the first round games to try to get people so they haven't played each other before. They're not the same conference. They're not. There's all these things that you guys do, and Blake and Brock put a lot of time into trying to help you guys do that, and then you all come together and kind of look over it.
Yeah, kind of decide they do. They spend a lot of road time. They see a lot of basketball games. The unfortunate thing is we probably don't see enough. We're early in the season. They do get their fair share, but it is somewhat of a guessing game, I guess, to some degree. But they usually hit her pretty close every year, so we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, we're approaching the mid part of the season, kind of, but the basketball is one of those things that comes right after football. We're going to be talking about a few teams tonight that played a lot of football.
Exactly.
And they played late into the football season, and we saw one or two of them yesterday who were like, well, we don't even know if they're actually in basketball shape yet. Yeah. Right?
So that's a little time to get, geared up for or switch gears to basketball, yes.
Right. And that's one of the things I feel like for you guys that you say you see a lot of basketball, but you can't really see enough in this short amount of time that you get to watch, that month and a half or whatever it is, or just over a month. It's not really enough, is it?
No, it really isn't. But we do the best we can with what we got. And like I said, the boys are doing an excellent job. They try to see everybody, and they do get that done. And we'll just we'll go from there and see how we did.
The cooperation you have with Western has been long running and is a good partnership you guys have with them, isn't it?
It's huge. I mean, we have the opportunity for these kids, 16 teams, to come here and play on a college floor. They really look forward to that. Western bends over backwards to help us. We're fortunate to have the facility. I mean, it's just I don't think it would be as good a tournament if we were playing on high school gyms, to be honest with you. I think this is just a nice feature that we are able to use each year, and we use it. It just works out well.
We get to play there. I mean, we have some good high school gyms. BPC has a great gym. Mm-hmm. Macomb's gym is really nice. I mean, even Lewiston and West Hancock in our area, we have some really cool gyms. But it's not like getting to play on a Division I floor, is it?
Well, several years ago, Western would also host a super sectional here, right. And that was kind of a possibility for teams that came here and played in the tournament and maybe end up playing in that super sectional, and they look forward to that. And hopefully someday we'll get that back.
See what it sure would be cool to have that back here. That was a huge event at Western every year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Filled the gym. I mean, no matter who was playing, it filled the gym. So
a little different setup for the tournament this year, though. There's a day break for Sunday.
Yes.
It's Saturday the 27th, and then the 29th and 30th,
Correct.
Which is a Monday and Tuesday. That probably gives you a few little quirks that you have to work out too, doesn't it?
Well, you can kind of catch your breath a little bit too. You get a day off to kind of, instead of going 3 days straight. Of course, we have to work around Western's basketball schedule,
right?
And of course, they're off right now, and we've kind of got some parameters for our own. We do not want to play on New Year's Eve. We don't want to play on Sunday,
right.
So it kind of limits us to what we can do. So again, this year we'll go Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. I think I looked ahead next year. It'll probably be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday tournament next year. We don't know that for sure yet, but that's probably where we'll be. And it's always nice to finish on the weekend, but it's just not always going to work that way. So
yeah, the calendar just doesn't always work with you, does it?
No. The one thing, we've always had good weather or decent weather where everybody can get here. Now this year looks like it's going to maybe people show up in their shorts here on.
Have you ever had, I mean, I know you don't keep these records, and you probably wouldn't even if somebody did, but you ever remember it being as warm as they're forecasting it's going to be this time?
No. As a matter of fact, I think Channel 10 said this might be a record for Christmas Day, I think. So that's
Yeah, but it is Illinois. It
It's true.
It could be
Yeah,
10
it's-
degrees
yeah.
by first of the year. So
we will have winter before
Yes.
it's over. We've
Again.
had winter, but we'll have more.
Again,
That's for
again.
sure.
So Justice Keen's going to be here helping me. But most all the coaches are here tonight. How important is this kind of deal become, getting the coaches here together before the tournament, having Sports Corner at 124 come on board and say, hey, have it here, bring everybody here, get everybody here, and kind of get the tournament rolling a few days ahead?
Well, I think it's a good opportunity to announce everything. I appreciate the coaches coming. I mean, they're taking time out of their schedules to come here and do this. And you guys get a chance to interview each and every one of them that show up, so that's kind of nice. And it kicks the thing off, makes everybody aware, oh, tournament's coming to town. So it's a good thing. Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, and, working with you the past, I guess, 3 years now with streaming, I mean, it's improved our situation, I think, tremendously. With more viewers, of course, because people that don't live in the area are able to tune in and watch games. Maybe their grandson's playing or somebody they know is playing and get a chance to see them play and not even be here. Has not hurt our attendance at games. We were a little concerned about that. We've had as good or better of attendance since we started streaming as had before. So, we're just happy to have both options, I guess.
How hard was this year, as you guys were talking, getting the top 4 seeds and getting the first games together? How hard was that? I mean, every year they talk about how hard it is, but from my perspective, the 3 that I've been involved in, I feel like this was the hardest year.
I think Blake and Brock kind of a hand-wringing thing. They spent a lot of time, again, seeing games and going through the brackets. And I think Blake mentioned they did 35 set of brackets before they got the one they wanted. So, just trying to match everything up. You're not just looking at the first game. You're looking at the tournament. What will be the second day matchups? Those kind of, or potentially second day matchups. And it doesn't always work that way, but that's what you shoot for. So
Reed Kelso, the AD from Abington Avon, is here. They, of course, had their Great Western Shootout yesterday. I think 6 teams that are in the tournament played in that Great Western Shootout. That's a good last look at teams before today, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we were a little concerned this year because it was a little later and we didn't know if we could get our programs and stuff put together before their tournament if we waited this long. But we talked to the people that do that, and they were willing to wait a little while, I guess. So everything's going to get done on time. So that's.
Well, what do you say we take our first break? We'll bring Justice in, and we'll reveal the top 4 seeds of the tournament right after this.
Sounds good.
Anything you want to hit on before?
Well, just one thing real quick. Last year we started doing this. We went to a 2-session day instead of 3, and we'll do that again this year. So just be aware that when you come in the morning, you're going to see 4 games in that session if you're there for the first game. And then, of course, we'll take an hour break and then do 4 more games. Gets us out a little earlier in the evening. We get home before morning. So
well, we hope anyway.
Yeah. So
some of us get home before morning.
Yeah. We've talked about it for a couple of years before we decided to do it. We did it last year, and I think it worked well. I think everybody's pretty happy with that. So other than that, I mean, I think everything's just status quo.
Before I let you go, they've got a few questions here in the live chat. Casey asking, explain what the committee looks at when they're seen. Is it like an eye test, or is there some metrics you guys put in? Or, I mean, it's pretty much just an eye test.
I think it is. Yeah, it's just based on the experience that the scouts have themselves. We're fortunate to have teams from the area, so they may have seen these teams over the years. Prior to this, we saw the kids coming up through junior high and into high school, so kind of get a feel for the players that way too. So, it's pretty much an eye test. Yeah, it's
okay. We'll take our first break, and we will be back with Justice Keen and the announcement of the number 1 seed right after this. You're watching the 2025 Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament Bracket Reveal Show here live from Sports Corner at 124. We'll be back in just a moment.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough Districts Hospital.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
And welcome back. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Justice Keene from the Bomber Sports Network is alongside here. He's going to do some of the interviews. I'd give him all of them if he wanted to do it, but he didn't circle all of them. So I guess I'll do some of the coaches' interviews.
Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer, that's right. Justice, I appreciate you coming and being here with me tonight. And looks like another great tournament.
It will be. It's an exciting time of year. This is always my favorite time of year with the holiday tournaments, both on the boys' side and the girls' side. Whether it's Beardstown for the girls, Western. Obviously, those are the two we're used to around this area. But good time of the year, and looks to be a great bracket reveal show, and a lot of good teams in this tournament again this year.
Well, should we just not waste any more time?
I think so.
Should we
Let's get right into it?
Number 1 seed in the tournament this year, West Hancock. I don't think there's a big surprise there.
No surprise. A really talented team. Jeff Dahl's got his team playing very, very well again, and they came to the hangar earlier this week and gave Macomb a great game. But Cooper Knowles, he's going to be a good player to watch, and I think that quite possibly could have his eyes on that MVP prize later in the week.
Yeah, they've got a couple players, though, that could do that. Now, my question is, do we want to bring Coach Dahl up right now, or do we want to reveal all 4?
We can do all 4 and then
we'll
go
do
from
it
there.
that way.
Yep.
All right, let's do it that way. So, number 1 seed, I don't think there's a lot of question on that, West Hancock. Number 2 seed, Brown County.
Brown County. This is a team that I really like to watch throughout the season and follow along with them online. Really talented team. We saw them last year in the tournament, and they got knocked to the consolation side by Illini West in that 9 a.m. donut contest, and they made a run. They go all the way to that championship game on the left side of the bracket, and another talented squad again this year, and they look to probably redeem themselves and move to the right side of the bracket this year.
Jerry and I were talking before you came on. This is we're getting towards the middle of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, for some teams, early because Brown County played in a state championship game. Mammoth Roseville played till the semis or quarterfinals. So both those teams are teams that played a lot of football. Maybe they're not in basketball shape. I don't know if you stayed, but I watched Brown County last night. They looked pretty good last night at the Great Western Shootout, but you could tell that they're probably not there yet. They get another week of conditioning, basketball conditioning. They might be a whole lot better when it comes to the tournament.
Very tough team. Again, congratulations to Coach Little and the football program. Really cool to be in Bloomington to watch them play, finish state runner-up. But, yeah, as you mentioned, they got late into basketball season. A lot of people didn't know what to expect, and then here they are in December, seed in the tournament. And I think here in the next couple of weeks you're going to see them start to get that flow, and they're going to be a scary team come postseason time, and they're probably going to be a team to watch to make a run here in the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament.
The Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament, and they may be playing late in the basketball season too.
Absolutely.
So the baseball coach may be waiting to start practice as well.
No doubt.
So let's look at the number 3 seed now. It is the A-Town Tornadoes, and that's a team I think that maybe has surprised some people. I mean, I think A-Town knew or thought they could be good, but I think that 10-1 coming into the tournament might be a bit of a surprise to a lot of people.
Absolutely. A-Town, yet again, another quality team in that top 3 there. They're a team that likes to get up and down the floor and shoot the ball. Corey Link, the head coach for the Abingdon Tornadoes, played for Macomb head coach Jeremy Anderson during Coach Anderson's time at Abingdon. Very talented group, and another exciting team that we're going to be able to watch at Western Hall.
So we have A-Town as the number 3 seed, Brown County the number 2 seed, and West Hancock the number 1 seed.
So who's going to be the number 4?
The 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seeds, if we went that far, we're all just, it could be this team, it could be that team, it could be this team. You and I talked pretty extensively during the first 2 games yesterday about what we thought. And I want to point out that I threw this 4th place team in the first time I said it, And the final seed of the tournament is Eureka.
Eureka, Aaron Donor's team coming into Western Hall and looking to make another run. They're a team that maybe not a lot of people locally are keeping their eyes on just because they're a little bit outside of the coverage area for a lot of people, but a team that is very dangerous when it comes to the holiday tournament. We saw it a couple of years ago. They made a run and won the championship in 2021, so always a fun team to watch at Western Hall.
Yeah, and they always seem to be in games. Even when they don't get to the semifinals or the championship or whatever, they're always in the games that they play. And I think that's probably because of the competition they play.
No doubt. They play in a tough conference, and they're in that same subsectional as Macomb and Manual and Peoria Notre Dame and Bloomington Central Catholic. You name it, they're in it. So this holiday tournament going to be a nice test ahead of the postseason in a couple of months.
One of the teams people thought might get a seed, Canton.
Yep.
They did not get a top 4 seed. They lost yesterday, which might have been a reason for that. But they had 2 big wins last week against some bigger schools. They'll come into this tournament without a seed, maybe with a chip on their shoulder.
Absolutely, and I think that, maybe if you don't get a seed, at the end of the day, probably not something that teams keep their focus on a lot, but obviously probably a little bit of disappointment there. Canton, I think they're underrated every single year. They're out of the Mid-Illini. The Mid-Illini is one of the best conferences in the state of Illinois, play a very tough schedule, and then, come holiday tournament time and come postseason time, they're going to be ready to go. Probably some more motivation this year because it's been over a decade since they've won a first-round game in this tournament, which is very surprising when you think about it with all the good teams that's come through Canton. Will this be the year they break the streak? We'll find out.
They'll have to do it from outside the top 4 seeds.
No doubt.
Right? So those are our top 4 seeds. We'll throw it up one more time. It's the number 1 seed, West Hancock, number 2, Brown County, number 3, A-Town, and number 4 is Eureka. Any surprises in that for you?
I don't think so. I think that, again, tough job for the committee this year going to, again, it's only those 4 seeds, so it's a tough job for them. Man, I mean, I would love to have a 5 and 6 too, just because there are other teams that you could definitely throw in that top 4. But
Illini West,
absolutely, Illini West, Canton, Macomb in there probably too, maybe even Liberty, with only that 1 loss from Macomb. So, but all in all, good 4 seeds, and it's going to be exciting to see the rest of the bracket and how all the teams behind us fill this thing out.
That's right. Jim saying Rock Ridge gave West Hancock fits last year. That they did. Rock Ridge, not the same team, though, without Bull on their roster.
No, they're
Landon
not.
Bull was quite the player.
He was. Rock Ridge, a really good team last year. I mentioned this yesterday. I'll never forget that game against Macomb in the regional final. One of those games, obviously you didn't want to see either team lose just because of how cool the atmosphere was that night. We'll take the bragging rights, though, in Bomber Country from that one. But at the end of the day, Rock Ridge, a really good team down this year. But I think they might even come into this tournament with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, coming off a loss to Illini Bluffs. So going to be interesting to see how they react coming into Western Hall.
Ty in the chat saying a strong field this year, and I really do think there's 8 to 10 at least that could make some noise and pull something out of their hat and make something work in this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. I think every single year you look at the bracket when it comes out, and there's always one team every single year that maybe you think that won't have the chance to make a run, and they ended up in that afternoon semifinal on championship day, and you're like, man, look out for them, because if they get to that 8:30 championship contest, they're going to be tough to beat.
Right, and it's sometimes just about getting a feeling, right? You're getting some momentum and courage sometimes, and there it is. It just comes all at the right time, and away you go.
No doubt, no doubt.
You make those runs in the postseason. Sometimes you make them in tournament play. I guess you'd probably rather have them in the postseason, but I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes. We'll see. I think you'd rather have a Western Holiday Tournament win. No?
Well,
yes.
Depends.
Depends on the year.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll take our first break, and we'll come back with the number 1 seed head coach, Jeff Dahl. After this, you're watching the 2025 Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament Bracket Reveal Show live on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
My name is Kelsey Cunningham. I'm a nurse practitioner with the cardiology department here at McDonough District Hospital. Cardiology is like a big puzzle. A lot of things can be traced back to the heart, and to see somebody in your office at the beginning of the process really down on themselves and, not feeling like their best self, and I think in their mind never really thinking that they're going to recover from that, to fast forward 6 months where they're back doing things they once did. It's the ultimate goal, and I love to see it happen.
The MDH Community Pharmacy in Macomb is
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough District Hospital.
And we welcome you back to the 2025 edition of the Tournament Reveal Show for the Macomb-Western Holiday Basketball Tournament, joined by Mr. Number One, Coach Jeff Dahl of the West Hancock Titans. Coach, congratulations, the number one seed coming into Christmas time, and got to be a good, rewarding feeling for you and your team.
Yeah, it is. It's a great honor, and it's like last year we were the one seed, and it didn't end how we wanted it, so we're going to be driven now to make you guys right. Is what my goal is here going into the tournament.
Always an exciting time of year. You guys have played a tough schedule coming into the holiday tournament, a couple of losses on your season already, but you guys had the opportunity to go up to Washington this year and get that experience, and that's kind of a tournament of its own over there.
Oh, man, that was an exciting place to be. I'm telling you, they ran it really good. Everybody, it was a respectfully well-run tournament. It was an experience that I'm glad we got to be part of because it was really well done, really fun. They took care of us really well. I mean, it was first class.
For those of you who have not had a chance to watch West Hancock, give us a little bit of a preview of your team.
We are inside-out team. We got Cooper Knowles, who's he's a Division I recruit, and he's deserves every bit of it. He's a hardworking, tough kid, and he's gotten better every day since he started for us. He's been getting better every day. So it's fun to watch him develop and see all the things he can do. He's a highlight reel ready to happen, and we have a good cast around him. Like we replaced two really good guards, and the guys that have came in have done an excellent job. Hunter Froman has done a really good job for us this year, and he has just got an offer from Western Illinois. So he's might be playing his home gym. I don't know, but it'll be a great experience for us to be there. Braden Hurt's done a really good job for us coming up and filling a point guard position also. And then Jordan Crowley's just been solid. He was solid last year. He's solid this year. I love the way he plays and how hard he plays. So it's been really good for us, just filling those gaps. And I know we haven't been close to reaching our peak yet because of all the changes we made. So it seems like we have so much more to go. So hopefully this will keep us going that right way.
Go into bracket play here for the first time this year ahead of kind of a wild postseason subsectional come February. So probably going to be nice to get your guys in some tournament-style situations to get ready eventually down the road, that next step in the new year.
Absolutely, because the sectional is loaded and it's tough, but that's the way we want it. Like, you want to play the best people. Sometimes an easy way can make you not be your best, and there's no way there's an easy way for anyone to get through this year. So this will be a good test for us, and help us really understand where we're at as a team and as players.
Well, Coach, congratulations on being the top seed at this year's tournament, and I know this is always an exciting time of year for you guys, and we look forward to watching you at Western Hall here in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. Yeah, hey, it's really fun. I'm glad to be back. We got offered to go to another Chicago over Chris, and we just said, no way. We like the Macomb tournament. We're coming back, and with purpose in mind.
Very good. Coach, thank you. Congratulations. Number one seed at the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament.
Thank you.
All right, that's head coach of West Hancock, Jeff Dahl. We take a break. Back with more after this on TSSR Game Time Live. We are back on our tournament bracket reveal show for the Macomb-Western Holiday Basketball Tournament for 2025. And Mr. Brown County joins us, and an exciting time of year for you guys basketball-wise. But first and foremost, I know you're very proud of your football student-athletes for the incredible run that they made this fall and putting you guys on the map.
Absolutely. We're so blessed in Mount Sterling to have some really incredible athletes in multiple sports. And so football gave a lot of them a chance to really shine this year, and they had a great run, and they really kind of peaked at the right time. And we're hopeful and optimistic to do the same thing in basketball now.
the 2 seed of the Macomb-Western Holiday Basketball Tournament for you guys. You guys had a really fun matchup yesterday against the Canton Little Giants, 1A, 2A game at the Great Western Shootout in Abingdon. So really kind of a good test for you guys coming into Christmas time.
It really is. As I told the boys before the game, I'm like, this is an opportunity to make a statement. Where are we at? We had one early in the year with Eastland, and honestly, it was game 2, and we had 1 practice or 2 practices, so we weren't really ready. And so we've made some progress since then. So this last week has been really good for us. We had 4 games this week, and that was a good way to end it with a nice win over a really good Canton team yesterday.
Give us a little bit of a preview of your team coming into the tournament.
Yeah, we're still trying to find ourselves. We lost a couple key pieces from last year's team, but we're blessed to have some size and we've got some depth. And so right now it's just figuring out the right rotations and the right roles for different guys, and quite honestly, just get in shape. Our shooting's not been there quite the way that I think it will come around. But this week has been a good indicator of the progress we've made from week 1. So I'm really excited about that, and my hope is we can carry that forward now into the tournament.
As you guys look ahead to postseason in the new year, all that stuff, I said the same thing to Coach Dahl. When you guys can put yourselves in tournament situations where it's kind of win or go home or win or stay on that championship side or go to the left side of the bracket, it's really good for the kids to kind of get that experience ahead of the new year.
It really is. I think for us, we try to focus on every game at a time and getting better. Our goal is just to go 1-0 on the day, and each day, I don't care if it's a game or the practice, are we making progress and getting better? February and March will take care of itself when that time comes. And right now, early in the season, it's just what kind of improvement can we keep making? And these situations that play really good teams will make us better.
No doubt about it. Coach, thanks so much for hopping on for a couple minutes here, and good luck to you guys. It's going to be exciting here as we get the full bracket out in just a little bit. I know everybody's anxious here to find out who they're playing, so congratulations on the 2 seed.
Well, I'm excited about the 2 seed because I know it's not the 9 a.m. game like it was last year. So, no, we're really excited about the tournament and glad to be back in it.
All right, Coach, congratulations. We'll see you here in a little bit for your reveal for the team. We'll be back after this on TSSR.
My name is Kelsey Cunningham. I'm a nurse practitioner with the cardiology department here at McDonough District Hospital. Cardiology is like a big puzzle. A lot of things can be traced back to the heart, and to see somebody in your office at the beginning of the process really down on themselves and not feeling like their best self, and I think in their mind never really thinking that they're going to recover from that, to fast forward 6 months where they're back doing things they once did. It's the ultimate goal, and I love to see it happen.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough District Hospital.
And we return on our bracket reveal show, the number 3 seed of this year's tournament, the A-Town Tornadoes, with head coach Corey Link. And, Coach, we just saw each other just a couple of hours ago. Exciting day of basketball over at your place in Abingdon. Coach Kelso and you guys do a great job of putting that thing together. And congratulations, you guys 3 seeded this year's tournament.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's been a great start. Absolutely. Not kind of what I expected, to be honest with you. I thought with the schedule we had, we'd still take a few lumps, but give a lot of credit to the guys. They came out ready to play. We knew we could sneak up on some people, but even kind of snuck up on myself a little bit. 10-1 to start the year it's a great start.
I know you guys probably pretty happy today to get a little bit of a breather from the really busy time of the week you had last week. Mammoth, Roseville, Jacksonville route, and throw in Peoria, Notre Dame in there too last night. So it was a really busy week for you guys.
Yeah, it was 4 games in 5 days. Throw Elmwood in there on Tuesday, who's always a solid program, plays us hard. But yeah, those last 3 days Mammoth physical, you know how Chuck is, and with that game. And then guys looking forward to that really, really strong route team on Friday. It was 2 back-to-back physical games for us. And then just yesterday, I told the guys, I said, we didn't play overly well. We found a way to win. It wasn't the prettiest thing of basketball yesterday, but we found a way to win and got it out. So it was a long, long week of basketball. Kind of nice to have the day off a little bit. But no, we were happy to grind it out and just get through the week. I text somebody last night. I said, I think Kelso needs to be suspended from his duties for giving us that gauntlet of a week.
Coach, give us a little bit of a preview of your team for those who haven't seen you guys yet, and talk a little bit about your group. Yeah, we start 3 seniors, 2 sophomores. We bring 2 juniors off the bench and another senior off the bench. We got eight really quality guys. I'm deep. 8 guys. We don't lose much by bringing anybody off the bench. We got those guys I give a lot of credit to senior-wise. That they've taken that next step. A few guys are playing bigger roles than they did last year. We lost 2 kids from last year's team that played quality minutes for us, but no, Alex Fouch, Aiden Stromson, and Lucas Andrews have kind of been the catalyst for us. And then those 2 sophomores, we got really high expectations for Trey Keenan and Riker Darst. Those guys have been leading us in scoring night in, night out. Trey's kind of averaging almost close to a double-double right now. So we're athletic. We get after it defensively. Offensively, we're a little bit prettier of a product than we've been the last few years, but we can put the ball in the hole, shoot it better. We still need to shoot it with a little bit more confidence, but no, we're a confident bunch right now, playing well. So it's a fun time at A-Town with girls and boys basketball, and we're looking forward to a fun week. Well, Coach, we appreciate you hopping on here. We'll talk to you in again just a little bit here when we get all the matchups set up. But congratulations, you guys secured the number 3 seed.
Thanks, Justice.
All right, that's Coach Link on our TSSR Bracket Reveal Show for the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament. Take another break. Back with Aaron Donor after this on TSSR.
I'm Lindsay Schaefer. I'm a physical therapist specializing in pelvic floor physical therapy here at McDonough District Hospital Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation. Young women, a lot of them have pelvic pain. They don't realize that it's something that they don't have to live with anymore. It's very common for people to have urinary leakage. And I always say it's common, but it's not normal. It's not something you need to live with. I also focus on hip pain, back pain. It's all kind of connected. Any age really can benefit from it.
My name is Kelsey Cunningham. I'm a nurse practitioner with the cardiology department here at McDonough District Hospital. Cardiology is like a big puzzle. A lot of things can be traced back to the heart, and to see somebody in your office at the beginning of the process really down on themselves and not feeling like their best self, and I think in their mind never really thinking that they're going to recover from that, to fast forward 6 months where they're back doing things they once did. It's the ultimate goal, and I love to see it happen.
We're back on our TSSR Bracket Reveal Show for the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament with Eureka head coach Aaron Donor. You guys are the 4 seed at this year's tournament, and always a strong team that comes into Western Hall. So, Coach, congratulations on the 4 seed.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't know where we would fall. I thought we were maybe somewhere in that middle, and happy to get that 4 seed.
You guys always play a tough schedule all year round, only going to get tougher into the new year. You guys are in that same subsectional as West Hancock, Macomb, Manual, etc. So you know that coming into the holiday tournament, going to get tested a little bit here too.
Yeah, I mean, that subsectional is absolutely brutal, but the thing that's going to prepare you for that is just playing a strong schedule, and we know that coming over here, it's going to be no different. It's going to be a battle every night over here. So yeah, just looking forward to that.
Give us a little bit of a preview of your group this year and what you guys have.
So I would say we've really started defending well as a team, really making it hard for the other team to do things that they want to do. We've really started sharing the ball. It's kind of been different guys on different nights doing things. We try to move the ball around, share it as a team, defend well, and just try to make it hard for the opponent.
One of the things that I mentioned to the other coaches thus far is a little bit different now when you throw your guys into a tournament bracket situation where it's kind of that winner go home mentality, and you guys can challenge your group a little bit going into this bracket play.
Yeah, it's just we know we're going to see quality opponents over here each night. It doesn't really matter who it is. This is a strong tournament, and somewhere down the road, you're going to play, a few really good teams, and just look forward to that challenge.
And I know you guys had a great season last year too, so only carrying that over into this year.
Yeah, we got a good core of guys back from that group we had a year ago, and we finished the season on a strong note a year ago, and just we've been happy to kind of keep some of that momentum going into this year.
Well, Coach, congratulations. You guys are the number 4 seed in this year's Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament. We look forward to seeing you next week at Western Hall. Until then, Merry Christmas and congratulations on the 4 seed.
All right. Thanks,
Very
Joseph.
good.
Merry
That's
Christmas to you.
Coach Donor on our Bracket Reveal Show. Back after this on TSSR.
Every McDonough District Hospital sports medicine and rehabilitation patient receives one-on-one appointment times with a licensed staff member. They develop a personalized recovery and treatment plan to turn your setback into a comeback. We offer physical and occupational therapy, vestibular rehabilitation, speech-language pathology, cardiac and pulmonary rehabilitation, dry needling, and pelvic floor therapy. MDH, your community physical therapy partner, growing our legacy one patient at a time.
I'm Lindsay Schaefer. I'm a physical therapist specializing in pelvic floor physical therapy here at McDonough District Hospital Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation. Young women, a lot of them have pelvic pain. They don't realize that it's something that they don't have to live with anymore. It's very common for people to have urinary leakage. And I always say it's common, but it's not normal. It's not something you need to live with. I also focus on hip pain, back pain. It's all kind of connected. Any age really can benefit from it.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, welcome back to our reveal show for the 2025 Macomb-Western Holiday Basketball Tournament. The top 4 seeds are set, 1 through 4 here this afternoon. West Hancock in the 1, 2 Brown County, 3 A-Town, and 4 Eureka. Quality top 4 seeds there for the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a good tournament. Good 4 seeds. Excuse me. Didn't drink enough tea while I was gone. Now it's time to see how the bracket actually fills out, right?
No doubt.
That's always a fun part. I was looking through some of the chats here, and one of the, who was it that said, Jim says, I remember when it was the Abington Commandos. Well, I remember when it was, you probably even remember when it was the Commandos. That wasn't that long ago.
No. Nope.
I mean, I remember.
Early 2010s.
I remember when it was Avon Trojans.
That was before my time.
That was before your time. Jim, that's my question for you. Do you remember when it was the Avon Trojans and it wasn't BPCA and then A-Town? Mm-hmm. That's the real question, because I remember that. Of course, I was a BPC Spartan, so it's easy for me to remember that. And I'm old. Are you ready to go for the first game?
I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
9 o'clock, right?
Yep.
9 a.m. game. It's going to be game number 1 on the bracket, and it's Liberty and Mercer County.
Yeah, this is always that fun contest, the opening game, a.k.a. the donut contest. Get your donuts and coffee for it. Liberty and Mercer County. Liberty team I saw just a couple of nights ago on Friday. They played Macomb at Liberty, and they're a good team. They get up and down the floor. Jack Sparrow, a very talented player for them, son of head coach Dan Sparrow. Mercer County, saw them a little bit the other night, saw some highlights. They knocked off Rock Ridge, another talented group for the Eagles this year, and they're going to be fun to watch too.
Yeah, I think some people like this game, but majority of them do not like the 9 o'clock game. Somebody has to play it, right?
Unfortunately, yes. That's just kind of how it works. Unfortunately, somebody's got to be in the 9 a.m. contest. I guess one of the benefits is our tournament's a little bit different. Typically doesn't start the day after Christmas, so you kind of have that day gap to prepare maybe for it. But December 27th, early morning contest for Liberty and the Mercer County Golden Eagles.
Hey, we do have a bracket back here.
We do.
There's some magnets or something. You're taller than me.
Yeah.
You want to fill that bracket out as we go?
I can, absolutely.
We'll do that. So I think we have both coaches here.
We
for
do.
This one, don't we? Liberty's coach and
Mercer County
coach is here. Who do you want first?
Let's start at the top. Let's go Liberty Eagles.
All right. Well, we will take a commercial break, and we will be back with Liberty's head coach right after this. You're watching the Reveal Show on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Every town has its own rhythm, and here in Abingdon, Illinois, connection is part of what keeps its residents moving. At Mid-Century Fiber, we're proud to call places like Abingdon home, where our team members live, work, and drive the same streets as the people we serve. Because when your connection is built by your neighbors, it's more than service, it's community. Mid-Century Fiber. Fast, local, and here for Abingdon.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
The KitchenAid fan-enabled Pro Dry system combines a heating element and fan for optimal drying performance. It circulates hot air around dishes to give them a thorough dry. Choose the extended Pro Dry option to add an extra 15 minutes of heated drying for loads that need it. Dishes come out dry and sparkling, ready for more enjoying.
And welcome back to the Reveal Show. Coach Sparrow, well, 9 o'clock game.
9 a.m.
I bet you're excited about that, aren't you?
Yeah, no, we've had early morning practices before and, Wednesday practices at 6 a.m. So I think, our boys are used to getting up early and going at it, and now we just got to get on the road a little earlier and see what happens.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys have had a pretty good season to start off with. You saw Macomb. They gave you your first loss, but sometimes a loss going into a tournament like this isn't a bad thing. Kind of see what you can work on, right?
Well, yeah, and we weren't at full strength either. We were without our point guard, and he went down in the Southeastern game with a high ankle sprain, and so we're hoping that we can get him back. And I've always said he doesn't score a lot for us, and Tate Huber, he doesn't score a lot for us, but he's the floor general and gets people where they need to get. And without him on the floor, we seem a little lost at times, and I felt that way in the Macomb game. We played there, tied. We had a 14-11 lead. They hit a last-second shot in the end of the first quarter, and we're tied instead of trying to win each quarter, and kind of swung the momentum there. But we had to come back and bounce back the next day or early in the morning at 10:30, and defensively we look strong, but offensively we're still kind of at a loss right now.
And that's this time of the year. That's one of the things that the committee always talks about is how hard to judge teams, because it is. Really, it is early in the season, and if you played football longer or you missed a player early in the season for whatever reason, whether it's football or something else, they're just not necessarily completely in basketball shape yet. There's a lot that can change now that we have a full week between. I know you'll take Christmas off and so on, but you get a few days of practice in there probably. So there's a lot can change in this week leading up to the tournament. Isn't it?
Well, it exposes some things, right? That you think, okay, we got this kind of figured out, and we're starting to do this. But we knew defensively we were going to be strong. We've had these boys for 3 years now, so this is a strong junior class, and we got a couple seniors that we can throw in there, and they kind of know the role. But if we ever came at full strength, we were without Vince last year and Vince Cramsey, and so we came up here kind of and for being a small school, you need all those players there, and on a college length floor, and back-to-back games and that type of thing. I think that day off actually from Saturday to Monday might actually help us a little bit. And what we do, obviously we press a lot, and getting out there on the college floor and doing that you spend a lot of energy doing that.
Some live chat going on right now saying that they feel like the loser of this game wins the consolation bracket. So that tells me that they think this is the best game no matter how anything else is set up, apparently this is going to be the best game.
Well, I was just talking to one of my former assistants when I was at Jacksonville. He's now on staff there he was predicting this was going to be a matchup because we haven't seen each other and that type of thing in a while, and so he was already talking about that game being a big one, and it'll be nice to see somebody else that we haven't seen, and go from there.
They have a little bit of height, it sounds like. You guys like to get up and down the floor. Mismatch in philosophies a little bit maybe, so whoever gets their way might be the winner?
Well, whoever hits more shots. I think,
it doesn't matter what you do. You can have all the fast breaks you want. If you don't make the layup, it doesn't matter, right?
Absolutely. But, no, I'm sure they'll be well-schooled on what we do and getting game film, and we'll be doing the same thing and, trying to come up with the right plan, and hopefully it's effective.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming up here and hanging out with us tonight, and maybe you should start relaxing now and going to bed early and getting up early.
Well,
getting ready for next
like I said,
Saturday.
we've been doing that for a while. We've been having Wednesday practices in the morning. We've only got one gym that we utilize, and so our kids are used to it, and some of them even have early bird PE and that type of thing. So I don't think it'll be a huge adjustment where it is for some teams and that type of thing. So we embrace it and we'll go.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being part of the tournament, and we wish you all the luck, and hopefully you get everybody back so when you come into the tournament you can be full strength.
Absolutely. We want to be able to show people what we're capable of, and with the ones that we'll have coming back the next year, we'll definitely look forward to a strong next year as well.
All right. Thanks,
Coach.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this on The Reveal Show. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
The KitchenAid fan-enabled Pro Dry system combines a heating element and fan for optimal drying performance. It circulates hot air around dishes to give them a thorough dry. Choose the extended Pro Dry option to add an extra 15 minutes of heated drying for loads that need it. Dishes come out dry and sparkling, ready for more enjoying.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am hospital.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, Mercer County. Look, we got this fancy little board. It's not real fancy. We got you up on the board. That's exciting, huh? 9 o'clock game. Is that exciting?
Last year we had the 4 p.m. game, and I thought that was pretty ideal. When you look at that 9 o'clock game at night versus the morning, I would take the morning game. So I'm not disappointed in any way.
Well, did I hear somebody on your staff used to coach with Coach Sparrow?
So actually, last year was our first year in the tournament. We came in and he saw Coach Sparrow, and I was just kind of picking his brain a little bit, like how long was it? And he actually worked with Sparrow for 9 years at Jacksonville, at different levels. So there's a definite connection there that they know each other really well. I personally didn't. I just met him last year. But the other piece, like, I got to give my assistant Morgan Brott some credit. He, I don't know, when it comes to regional pairings and different stuff, and even like tournament brackets like this, he threw like 3 scenarios out, and he's like, every one of them had us playing Liberty. So, like, I don't know, he didn't know anybody on the committee that was doing the work or what, but he did the work himself, and he had that pairing pegged, so he knew it.
They try to get to play people that you won't see during the regular seasons, not in your conference, so on and so forth. So,
excuse me.
That has to be a good thing for your kids and for you as a coach to see something different and somebody different, isn't it?
No, that's why I love the tournament and coming down here to where you guys get a wide range of Southern teams, Eastern teams that come in that we don't have on our schedule. We have quite a few on our schedule. Like, we have the 2 in our conference that come down here, but it's a wide range of teams and style of play, so it's a great tournament for us to come down to and help us get prepared for the second half of the season and then into postseason.
What can people expect out of Mercer County this year?
Defensively, I will say we're primarily a man-to-man team with a couple change-ups, switch-ups, but the offensive end, I'm an old beeline guy to where I like a lot of the 5 high stuff. So we run a lot of stuff out of there. But some of my assistants, Joe Hanlon, who made the trip here, I coached him in Byron, and then Morgan Brott. Like, they both bring really good knowledge, and we'll throw out a lot of different sets offensively. Our guys, we have 7 seniors on the team, where last year we only had 2. So, like, having those 7 seniors, a solid group of juniors as well. We have some veteran numbers, I guess, in our program. A lot of guys that know our stuff and upperclassmen. Last year we had a lot of injuries to where we played some younger guys, some sophomores. So we have some, I guess, experience coming back in what our team is this year.
You guys, I think, are going to be a little bigger than Liberty.
Okay.
But will you want to run as much as Liberty might want to run? Or would you prefer to play the half-court set a lot more?
I will tell you, I have not seen Liberty on film at all, to where they weren't they're not on our schedule. And last year at the tournament, they weren't somebody we were going to run into. So it was a team that I didn't put a lot of stock into, to where now until Saturday I'll be putting a lot of effort into
looking for videos,
figuring out some stuff about them. But for you to say that we might be bigger than them, that's something that I don't know that we hear a lot of competition where we might be bigger, faster, or stronger than other teams. That's just doesn't seem to be the trend when we step onto the court.
Well, the live chat is sure. The live chat here is saying that you've got some people that might be a little bigger than their posts.
Okay. Last year we had a junior forward that got hurt like first week of season in practice, and he did not play most of the season. He came back, I want to say, last 8-9 games of the year last year, and he was a big help. He's been healthy this year and has had a pretty solid year. But our seniors, still talking about the bigs, our senior class has what I refer to him as a 3-headed monster. I think even one of my parents made shirts. But they're pretty big, strong kids with J.J. Smock and Lucas Marston and Spencer Andreessen. Mm-hmm.
So do you like to let them get out and run? Do they like to run, or would you rather see them in a half-court set?
Our guys want to get out and run at a high level. Sometimes I try to rein them back in a little bit.
So there is a difference
depending on what we're getting out of it.
Depending on what they want to do, what you want to do. Sometimes not the same thing.
No, they definitely want to play a high-pace game and get a lot of possessions and run. And I'm good with that too, as long as it's in the benefit of us and our team, our outcome. For
you got to
sure.
do what's effective, not always what you want to do, right?
That is accurate. That is the key. Yep.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate you coming down here and hanging out with us for a while. Did you get some food?
I have not eaten yet.
Well, you better get some food.
I'm here early and on the mic early as the first game, but there probably won't be any left when we're done.
Well, save me some, would you?
I will. I'll be nice to you.
Okay, save me a little bowl of chili and one sandwich. That's all I ask for.
I will.
Okay,
I will.
You promise?
Absolutely.
Okay. Coach, thanks for coming. Appreciate you very much. And we'll see you at 9, well, a little earlier, but tip-off, 9 a.m., first game of the tournament.
Absolutely.
Next Saturday. All right. We'll be back on the Reveal Show here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in just a couple minutes.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
And welcome back here. Sports Corner at 124. Game 2 next up on the bracket. And it's our first seeded team of the night. And it is, that's the wrong one. That is the first seeded team of the night. That is true.
Keep the excitement for a couple more seconds.
Game 2 it is.
There it is.
West Hancock and the Farmers of Farmington.
Yeah, West Hancock, we just talked with head coach Jeff Dahl a little bit ago. Really talented group this year with them. Marty Lozier still at Farmington. He's got a good squad again this year, and you never know. Anything can happen in a 10:30 a.m. game. We might see an upset. West Hancock obviously going to come in with some motivation being the one, but should be an exciting contest there for the 10:30 game.
I just looked at the live chat. Jerry and I were talking about how warm it's going to be next weekend. Jim's saying in 1981 they had an 80-degree day at the tournament.
Interesting.
And a tornado warning.
Well,
we don't want that.
No.
I mean, we could survive with the 80-degree day.
Well, I mean, last year I can remember we had some really good weather. It was up in the 60s, but, yeah, it's going to be weird. Normally it's kind of like –
2 years ago we had snow.
Yeah, say kind of like sliding into Q-Lot
right.
To park on the first day of the tournament. But yeah, going to be good weather next week. But, yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup for the 10:30 game and second one of the morning on day one.
Well, we got the Farmington coaching staff, or part of it here.
Yep.
You want to take over that interview?
I can. Yep.
Okay.
No
we'll
doubt.
take a break, and we'll be back with the how many coaches are you bringing up? Just one, right?
Just one.
Okay.
Yep.
We should just bring the whole staff. Let's let them stand there. And whenever they have a staff of people with them, we should just make them all stand on camera.
Sure.
Just so they could be seen, don't you think?
Sure.
I mean, I think that's fair. The head coach would probably like it.
Yep.
Be not the one to be looked at all the time. Well, we'll take our quick break, and we'll be back with Farmington's coach, and then we got Game 3, which we will actually not have an interview for.
Nope.
We won't have an
None of
interview
that.
for Game 3, so we'll run through that pretty quickly. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDA.
The KitchenAid fan-enabled Pro Dry system combines a heating element and fan for optimal drying performance. It circulates hot air around dishes to give them a thorough dry. Choose the extended Pro Dry option to add an extra 15 minutes of heated drying for loads that need it. Dishes come out dry and sparkling, ready for more enjoying.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College. Affordable.
Transferable credits.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
And we return on our reveal show for the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament 2025. We're with Farmington head coach Marty Lozier. And, Coach, an exciting time of year for you guys heading into Christmas and ready to get the tournament underway here in a couple days.
Yeah. You know what? I see we get to play the number 1 seed, so that's always a treat. But no, hey, you know what? We're going to work and get ready and be prepared as we can be.
You guys got a really nice game in with Fulton yesterday, a really tough team at the Great Western Shootout. I know you always like to challenge your guys a little bit this time of year, and that was a good test for you guys.
It was. I mean, they shot well. Like I told you yesterday, it's the first time I've been able to write my entire team in a book. So, but again, we've got a lot of talent on this team. We just got to get it rolling the same way, right? So, we're still getting our stamina. We had an awful long layoff. I mean, I think we played Macomb on a Tuesday. Then we had, 11 practices before that. And sometimes it's hard to keep the intensity in practice after that. But, we've got some really good core of kids. And if we can just get them in shape and going the right way and playing together, I think we could be a good team. So.
Talk us through your team a little bit. Give us a little bit of a preview.
Yeah, so we've got a nice senior group. We got Jack Grunwald, good defensive, going to be a linebacker, I believe, up there at North Dakota, all-state football player. He's back. He's still nursing his ankle a little bit, but he's a really good basketball player. We got Landon Crawford. We had him a little bit early, but he had a cracked vertebrae, and so that yesterday was probably his first full game back, and his leadership has been really good. We got Boston Smith. He returned last year. He did a lot for us. We got Caden Bollinger, big kid. He's getting in shape well. He's good, and got some good juniors. Got Blake Mills. He's a really hard worker on defense. Pretty excited about him. We got Noah Howe. Got Cole Blackhurst, Traven Harrelson. We got a good core. I think when we get 11 kids in our practice, we're competitive in practice. So that's a good thing.
And then looking ahead to the new year, you guys get the benefit in the postseason. You guys got selected as a host, so I know that's always a bonus there.
We did, yeah. As I get those subsectionals, so yeah, it's good to probably be in that A subsectional. But we are excited about that, and we just, I think we could be a really good second half team. We just have to get in shape. We have to get, which are missing probably when you don't have all your kids as a continuity in offense. And I think that, and we're really blessed to have a great coaching staff. We've got Tyler Southwood with us this year, Havana coach, heir apparent, right?
Yep.
And just having him in practice, it's like having two head coaches along with Tim Mells, who was on Worsbith's 2001 team that went to state. He's excellent coach, so great staff. And yeah, I mean, we just got to get some continuity and some teamwork going.
No doubt, always a fun team to watch. Now, I have to mention this to you. Monday's a big day for people who like orange and blue.
Yes.
Illinois, Missouri. Give us your pick. Probably no surprise.
Oh, well, I'm just going to say right now, big Illinois fan. I don't care if they're a 20-point underdog. I'd pick Illinois. So I'm an Illinois guy.
Well, we look forward to an Illini win on Monday night in St. Louis. Coach, good luck in the tournament this year,
Justin,
and thanks for coming up.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate for having me.
Coach Marty Lozier on our reveal show here at Sports Corner at 124. Back with more after this on TSSR Game Time Live.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
We're back on our bracket reveal show. There, Dr. Kurt Oldfield getting a little slime on him there in that one. Happy holidays to him. I'm a Spoon River College snapper, so I like seeing that green slime on him. Anyway, first little bit of the bracket reveal. We got Liberty and Mercer County at 9 a.m. We got a 10:30 a.m. contest with the number 1 seed West Hancock Titans and the Farmington Farmers. And now it's time to reveal game number 3.
We did, and we kind of cheated and told them that we wouldn't have an interview on game 3. And that is because it's Eureka and Camp Point. Camp Point's coaches and staff, none of them are here. So that means we won't do an interview here. But Camp Point goes from being a seeded team to an unseeded team this year. But, they have the history of being good. They have the history of wanting to win. Maybe they don't have the caliber of players they used to, but they still are used to winning.
Yeah, no doubt. Camp Point has a lot of really, really good athletes over there. And Coach Dixon, with their football program, several of those student athletes, he trains them very well, in the weight room too, so that they have a really good school culture established over there. And Coach Barnett always has his teams ready to play no matter who's in front of him. Eureka on the other side, the 3 seed in the tournament. This is going to be a really good game at noon. Eureka, talented squad again this year, and they're going to be fun to watch as well.
Yeah, they'll be fun to watch. Obviously the favored team in this, but none of that means anything, right? That's why you play the game.
Exactly. Like I said, with these noon game times, I think, you see a lot of these teams kind of schedule that shootout before they head into the holiday tournament. And that, not only do you want to see somebody you don't typically play in those shootouts, but I think also the other advantage is you're going to play at that weird time of day. You're going to play at that 3:30 or that 11:30 and whatnot, and that kind of gets you ready to go for Christmas holidays.
We saw yesterday, the 9 a.m. game at the Great Western Shootout was probably the best 9 a.m. game we've seen in maybe ever.
Absolutely.
As far as playing-wise.
Took a little bit of time for both Rock Ridge and Illini Bluffs to maybe wake up a little bit, but by the time the second half rolled around, it was like three-pointer after three-pointer on both sides. So, it's just one of the things you never know what you're going to see, and upsets are always lurking.
Should we fill this bracket in?
Let's do it.
So game number 2.
West Hancock and Farmington.
West Hancock.
Up on your side there, and I got Farmington here. We're gonna make things interesting here.
If I don't knock it down. Yeah. West Hancock.
I'll let you do West Hancock, and I'll take Farmington.
Oops, I wiped off part of the W.
And then game number 3, Eureka and Camp Point.
They must both be on your side.
Yep. Got Eureka here. Camp Point Central. Give you this one.
If you want to get Eureka off there.
I can grab Eureka. As we continue to fill out this bracket, we're getting there. Oop. All right, there you go.
How about we do game 4?
Let's do game 4. Ready to go here.
We might as well just stay standing up.
Yeah, let's do it.
How about that?
Game 4, Canton and Rock Ridge. 2 unseeded teams. Canton, a team that probably could have argued for a seed. That's going to be on my side over here. So Canton and Rock Ridge.
Which one's first?
Whoop.
There
Don't drop that. It's kind of hanging on the ledge here. Canton and Rock Ridge. Canton home team on the top.
Okay.
Canton, a team that could have argued for a seed. We talked about that a little bit in the intro part. They're going to come in unseeded, and Rock Ridge, a team that lost a lot last year, but still going to be a tough team nonetheless.
Yeah, we saw them yesterday morning, and we had heard that they weren't as good or whatever. At least I had heard that. They look like they can give you some fits, though, when the time is right.
No doubt about it. Rock Ridge, very well coached under Jordan Harris, made some runs. We saw them. Rock Ridge and Macomb have really kind of established the rivalry over the past couple of years in this tournament and in the postseason. And then you talk about Rock Ridge in the postseason as well, a couple of runs to the regional final last year, and then a deep run to the sectional championship the year before. Macomb beats them in a couple of those matchups, and then last year in the tournament we saw them make a championship run to play West Hancock.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with this one. Canton, as you said, I think is probably 5-6, right?
100%.
They're one of the teams that not everybody obviously, but a lot of people thought was going to be maybe a 4 or even a 3 seed. That loss yesterday might have maybe projected them out of the top 4.
Sure.
But if it hadn't been for that, they probably would have been there.
Without a doubt. Canton's going to be a team that comes in with maybe – I wish I could give them a 5 seed because no doubt I probably would. Very well coached under Coach John Gerznich, and they're going to be a team to watch out for in this tournament.
Coach Gerznich is here.
He is.
And you're going to talk to him in just a couple minutes.
We're going to talk to him next.
We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Every town has its own rhythm, and here in Abingdon, Illinois, connection is part of what keeps its residents moving. At Mid-Century Fiber, we're proud to call places like Abingdon home, where our team members live, work, and drive the same streets as the people we serve. Because when your connection is built by your neighbors, it's more than service, it's community. Mid-Century Fiber, fast, local, and here for Abingdon.
My name is Kelsey Cunningham. I'm a nurse practitioner with the cardiology department here at McDonough District Hospital. Cardiology is like a big puzzle. A lot of things can be traced back to the heart, and to see somebody in your office at the beginning of the process really down on themselves and not feeling like their best self, and I think in their mind never really thinking that they're going to recover from that, to fast forward 6 months where they're back doing things they once did. It's the ultimate goal, and I love to see it happen.
Every McDonough District Hospital sports medicine and rehabilitation patient receives one-on-one appointment times with a licensed staff member. They develop a personalized recovery and treatment plan to turn your setback into a comeback. We offer physical and occupational therapy, vestibular rehabilitation, speech-language pathology, cardiac and pulmonary rehabilitation, dry needling, and pelvic floor therapy. MDH, your community physical therapy partner, growing our legacy one patient at a time.
We're back on our reveal show, and now Canton head coach John Gerznich joins us. Coach, you've had a really kind of exciting start to your season. A couple of Mid-Illini wins in there, amongst some other ones. So nice start for you guys to the season.
Yeah, we're happy where we're at and pleased how we've played up to this point. And anytime you get quality Mid-Illini wins, it builds confidence and kind of gives you a feeling that you're going to have a pretty decent season.
You guys start the season well, and you come into Western Hall to face the Rock Ridge Rockets. And I think no matter if Rock Ridge is having an up year or a down year, they're going to be a tough opponent.
For sure. I mean, they have really good tradition. Obviously, last handful of years they've been really, really good. I haven't seen them play. I don't really know anything about them. But, we'll take this time this week to get some film on them and prepare for that first round game.
Talk us through your team this year and give us a little bit of a preview.
Okay, so we have 3 seniors, and Lakin Otto, he's our leading scorer. He's a kid that has to score for us. Really does it all. Defends and runs the point, and he's off to a good start this season. And his brother Gavin has been a 3-year starter for us as Lakin has, and he's really developed. And Gavin he'll run through a wall for you, which I love, and he's going to give us everything he has. And then Braxton Rock came back out this year, and I love the way Braxton plays. He's out there for one reason, that's just to win. He'll take on any defensive challenge that there is, and he's the kind of he brings toughness to our team. And then Savante Stokes, him and Lakin are kind of they are our two leading scorers. They're running mates, and they complement each other well. He's gotten off to a really good start for us, really good at getting to the basket, and he's a top-level defender, and he's only going to get better. So I'm excited about our juniors. This is the first time in 3 years, I brought some freshmen up when they weren't necessarily ready to play varsity basketball, but they need that practice experience and a little bit of game experience. So everybody has a little bit of experience coming into this season, which is you can't put a price on that.
I mentioned to Coach Lozier a couple of minutes ago, you guys are also a regional host into the new year. So with the talented subsection there, I know you guys got to be pretty excited about playing on your floor and your brand new updated floor, Dave Downey Court.
Yeah, it looks wonderful. They had a great ceremony a week or so ago, and well-deserved honor for Dave.
Mm-hmm.
And Canton legend, Illini legend. So it was a neat night, really was. And but the court looks great. We're excited about hosting the regional. Not particularly excited about what the IHSA did to you guys, ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
because where we've gone the last several years, I felt like that's where we needed to be. But you can't control that stuff. So we get to host it, and we'll do our best to go out and try to win it.
Well, Coach, we look forward to seeing you on December 27th, a 1:30 p.m. tip-off with the Rock Ridge Rockets.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
I appreciate
Coach,
it.
for hopping on. That is John Gersnich on our Reveal Show. Back after this on TSSR.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough District Hospital.
Well, Mr. Sullivan, I fixed about 75 errors, but I missed one.
Their perfect season is over.
Yeah, my perfect season ended a long time ago. It happened way before this, but for you guys talking in the live chat and everything, Eureka is the 4 seed, not the 3 seed. We have 2 3 seeds, if that's the case, I believe. When we go through here, we'll have 2 3 seeds.
Yeah, I mean, numbers don't matter at this point. We haven't tipped off yet.
No, well, numbers don't really matter anyway. The bracket is what the bracket is, right?
Yeah.
So
everybody starts at 0.
Well, Mr. Sullivan, I say Mr. Sullivan. It's hard for a guy that teaches for me not to say Mr. Sullivan. Is that weird?
I appreciate that.
And I wouldn't yell Brian across the gym at a officiating game either. So
I've heard that.
You've probably heard worse than that,
yeah,
though, too, haven't
yep.
you? Now, you officiate a ton. I talked to you during the Bushnell's Spartan Tip-Off Classic, and you were, for whatever reason, there watching a game, and you said that's the only day you had off until God only knows when.
Yeah.
Why were you there?
Well, it was probably one of the few times I actually get to watch Macomb play. in person.
Right.
So that's
well,
why I was there.
that's probably true.
I usually the only time I see him play is when I get home from a game and I watch your broadcast. So.
Well, as a teacher, putting your teacher hat on for a minute and your golf coach hat and all that stuff, it probably is nice and good for you to get there and see some of your students, isn't it? I mean, and be able to be there as a teacher or a fan is not, an official or something.
Yeah, it is. And you can see him in the hallway and congratulate him on a certain play you saw him pull off. So, yeah, it is.
I never looked at it that way. That's a good point. Yeah. But you get I'm not going to say you get a break, but you're not running during the entire tournament, but you're sitting in front of a computer the entire tournament. Yeah. You're in charge of all the stats.
Yep.
What on earth got you in charge of that?
That was a long time ago. So I was in 8th grade. I was on the basketball team. I got cut. We used to have cuts. So we had so many players in junior high. They would cut it halfway through the season. So I, at that point, wanted to keep following basketball. So somehow I got hooked up with the stat crew at the holiday tournament. This would have been my 8th grade year. And at that point, we were keeping stats on paper. And I can't remember the guy who was in charge of the stat crew at the time, but I think it was the AD at the time. It was Bill Setzer and somebody else. Anyway, they set me up with the stat crew for the tournament. And I showed it that first year. I was in 8th grade, and I just kept stats on paper and enjoyed it. And then I just kept doing it for the next all the way through high school. I kept a scorebook at junior high games as well, or ran the scoreboard. And then when I went to Western, I talked to, it would have been Doug Smiley at the time. He was the SID at Western. And I helped them with stats at Western when I was a student there as well. So I just kept doing it.
Casey Shaw says you should have been an accountant. He keeps stats. He doesn't want to add them up. He's got computers and programs to do that now, right?
Yeah. I thought about being an accountant, but I didn't.
Are you a math teacher?
Yeah.
There's not a surprise, is it? So last year was a new scoring program at Western, right?
We did, yeah. We ran the NCAA live stats, the same ones that Western uses for their games. They switched over from a DOS format. Believe it or not, we were still using a DOS program up until last year, but we went over and we used the one that Western uses for the stats for their games.
I'm not really computer literate. I'm probably closer to illiterate than literate in the computer programming world. But DOS was like the original, or pretty close to the original computer programming, wasn't it? It was way back. It goes way back, right?
Yeah, I can remember as a kid we would have DOS programs. Yeah.
I mean, I think I remember having DOS programs when I was in school.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that goes a long way back.
Yeah.
So update, which was a few problems on the first day, but you guys got the hang of it, didn't you?
We did. Yeah, it was trial by fire, but and we kind of we tried about a dozen different ways to try to make the program work. Couldn't figure it out, so we just went with the new system and learned how to do it on the fly.
Why are stats so important for the holiday tournament? I mean, Chris Derry's been in the live chat here quite a bit, and he does amazing things with the website, and stats and stuff during the tournament are part of the website, and then he keeps them. But why did they become such an important part of the tournament, as not just for the teams but for the tournament?
Well, I think it's kind of cool that we have such detailed stats going all the way back through all the years. We have records that we keep, it kind of sets it apart. Like you'll have statistics from the whole season-long stats, but you also have certain ones from the tournament that seem to mean a little more. So that's part of it. That's part of the program. But also, like during the game, we want to provide the coaches with some feedback right away at halftime of what's happening in the game, and so we're able to do that. If we have them all on the computer, we just click a couple buttons, print them out. So I don't know how many people actually realize this, but all of the teams get several stat sheets at halftime of their games delivered to their locker room, just like college coach would have when Western would be playing. They actually get them every timeout. We don't do them every timeout.
You don't do them every timeout.
But that's part of it. And then, if you come to the tournament, you've probably seen all the stat sheets taped up against the wall, and you can kind of look at those. And a lot of people use those for determining the all-tournament team as well. A lot of our voters would look at those and determine who needs to be on the all-tournament team from that as well.
And that is an important part of the tournament. The all-tournament team, the MVP of the tournament, is kids. There's a lot of kids through the years that played at this tournament that use this tournament as a way to get to college, right? I mean, being the MVP of this bigger tournament, being on the all-tournament team is something you put on your resume.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it carries some weight. It's one of the bigger tournaments in the state, definitely the biggest one in the area. So it's a big feather in your cap to be on the all-tournament team, to be even considered for it. MVPs are you still talk about those over the years as well. Right. It's been a long time, but people, Tony Moore winning 3 in a row and all that
right.
stuff. So it's kind of cool to have your name listed among all of those great players that we've had over all the years.
One last question for you, though. You spend all the time at this tournament. You've spent over half your life probably, or pretty close to it now, at the tournament. What keeps you coming back when I know there has to be people knocking down your door and blowing up your phone trying to get you to referee during that week or that weekend? What keeps you coming back to the tournament?
It's seeing the same people every year, and kind of it's fun. I enjoy taking a break from officiating and hanging out and watching other people officiate. I actually gain a lot from sitting courtside and watching the guys we have officiating our tournament, because they're some of the best officials in the state. And so I taking a step back and looking at what they do and how they call a game and their mechanics. I do take quite a bit from that into what I do. But it's a lot of fun for me to just hang out with the same people. You see them every year at the tournament, and you just talk basketball. You talk about their lives and how things are going, and that's what I like most about it.
Well, you want to reveal the next game with me?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Game number 5 of the tournament has A-Town, who is actually the number 3 seed.
Yeah.
So this is where the 2 3s come
They're
in.
the real number 3.
The real number 3.
Yeah.
Eureka is number 4. So ignore the numbers I put on here. Chris Derry will have them correct.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee it. You
for
go to the
sure.
website, he'll have it
He's
correct.
already got it.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Good. But A-Town and Pittsfield, we've already talked to Coach Link. Pittsfield doesn't have any representatives here, so we are just going to go through that real quick. Pittsfield is a long-time member of this tournament. They've had their years of success here, too.
Yeah.
You can never look past them.
Absolutely not, and they made it to the championship game of their Turkey tournament. So, and they have a great coach and Brad there. So never pushovers, and I think they'll give A-Town all they can handle there in that first game. I think A-Town's had a great run and had a fantastic win yesterday over Peoria Notre Dame and the Great Western Shootout. So I think that's going to be a tough opponent for Pittsfield, but Pittsfield has a great history in this tournament, and it's always kind of scary to see them on the opposite sideline.
Jay Swear, you're late to the party. I've already yelled at myself for the 2 3s. Come on, graphics department. I am the graphics department.
We're all about accountability here.
Yeah. I am the graphics department, and I did get them about 35 or 40 minutes before the show started. So I was throwing them on, and I'm just lucky that's to this point the only mistake that I've made.
You're so good at this. People think that you're the one that comes up with the bracket, so you should be the one that.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that. I do not think that is it at all.
If you don't like the bracket, go blame this guy.
Yeah, blame me. It's okay. I told somebody one time in racing I get blamed for so many things that aren't my fault. I'm used to it, so just blame me. It's okay. Chris Derry says, I've got you, so he's got me, so I'm sure he's got it right. One question I did see pop up in here from Casey Shaw. I said, can AI ever overtake humans for live stats during a game?
I think there's people do that, like on Huddle. I think they do kind of come up with the stats. I don't know how accurate it is.
Right.
But
I don't know either.
I don't know. Like I kind of curious to kind of stat a game and then have AI do it and just see how close it was. I know that I don't know that anybody's like NCAA's like, hey, let's have AI start statting all of our games. I don't know that they're going to do that.
I know that there's coaches. There's high school coaches that I know that all their stats come from Huddle.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, I don't know. That doesn't mean that they're right, but of course it doesn't mean that we do it right either.
But
Obviously,
right, yeah.
I made mistakes tonight.
Sure.
So, there are mistakes, but The thing that I don't know about is, would it ever be instant, like as the game goes along, would the AI do the stats from a live stream and keep them up to date instantly?
I think AI is coming for us, so I don't know. There might be a day when it is better than humans.
Dwayne is actually AI. Yeah, well, that's great.
More of a prototype.
I'm going to guarantee that if somebody was doing somebody in AI, they would look a lot better than I do. That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay. I'll leave that one alone.
That's probably a good plan. I'll let you get out of here. Thank you for coming up and talking.
Right.
Thanks for everything you do
fun.
in the tournament.
It's fun. I
We
can't
greatly
wait for it to
appreciate
start.
it. And
Okay.
We'll take a quick break, and Justice and I will be back with game number 6 in just a minute. You're watching the Bracket Reveal Show on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
Every McDonough District Hospital sports medicine and rehabilitation patient receives one-on-one appointment times with a licensed staff member. They develop a personalized recovery and treatment plan to turn your setback into a comeback. We offer physical and occupational therapy, vestibular rehabilitation, speech-language pathology, cardiac and pulmonary rehabilitation, dry needling, and pelvic floor therapy. MDH, your community physical therapy partner, growing our legacy one patient at a time.
Welcome back here to Sports Corner at 124, the 2025 Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament Bracket Reveal Show. We're a little past halfway, working on game number 6 now. Harry Waggy is on WBBA. I don't know, do you know Harry Waggy from Pittsfield
I
Broadcasting?
do not know that name, no.
I do not either. I do not. Jim brought that up. Casey, we talked about huddle. I don't know if you could hear us talking about stats or not, but Brian and I were talking about stats and using huddle for stats, and he says that they use those quite a bit. We will not be, anytime soon at least, be doing 1 through 16.
No, talked to a couple of different committee members, and the preference right now is to continue with the 1 through 4. For the record, I am not on the committee. Neither is Dwayne.
That's right.
Yeah, we didn't have any influence in the bracket or anything like that.
Well, I might get yelled at for it. And I made my first mistake. I put 2 3s and no 4.
That's all right. But yeah, I talked to a couple different committee members. The preference right now is to continue to keep it 1 through 4. That's not to say that won't change in the future.
Right.
That's not going to say that 1 through 4 is going to stay forever. But at least going into the next couple of tournaments is still going to be 1 through 4.
I think we should do it like college football, make it 1 through 8 for a year or 2, and then make it 1 through 12 for a year or 2. And
it makes it interesting.
I don't know. That's a whole fiasco that we shouldn't even get into.
No.
Right? How about we go to game 6?
Let's do it.
I think you're excited for game 6.
I am very excited for this one. Macomb and Peoria Christian. So no surprise here. The 5:30 contest remains Macomb. And let me preface that with the reason for that is Macomb, given they're the host school, is always in the second session to the idea there is to get the crowd there, obviously, because Macomb's going to bring the probably one of the bigger crowds.
Ideally should.
Yeah,
anyway.
because you're the host school. So that's why Macomb's in the 5:30 every year. But Macomb and Peoria Christian, I like this matchup. It's going to be unique. Peoria Christian's a team that Macomb has had on their schedule in the past. We played them last year in the tournament for 3rd place. Very weird game. Both teams were very, very tired in that 3rd place game. But they're always a good team, and they finished 3rd in the state last year. So Coach had a good team last year, and always good to play them.
Yeah, we'll see how things change and how things work. Macomb is oddly in a position to have played quite a few teams in this tournament this year.
Absolutely, and that's, again, one of the tough things about putting the bracket together. There are certain stipulations ahead of putting this thing together. One of the rules is you can't play somebody you already played.
Right.
I believe the other one is you can't play a conference team. Don't quote me on that one, but and then you can't play I know this one for sure. You can't play the same team you played last year in the first round. So it gets more difficult as the tournament gets more local. In the future, obviously, you'll probably see some new teams in this thing, given they update it every so often. But yeah, Macomb's seen plenty of these teams, and maybe that's a little bit of an advantage when you're trying to make a run to that 8:30 title game.
Well, what do you say we get some coaches in here again?
Let's do it. Macomb head coach Jeremy Anderson standing by.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. You're watching the Reveal Show on TSSR Game Time Live.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Every town has its own rhythm, and here in Abingdon, Illinois, connection is part of what keeps its residents moving. At Mid-Century Fiber, we're proud to call places like Abingdon home, where our team members live, work, and drive the same streets as the people we serve. Because when your connection is built by your neighbors, it's more than service, it's community. Mid-Century Fiber, fast, local, and here for Abingdon.
We welcome you back to our Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament Reveal Show. Macomb head coach Jeremy Anderson joins us. And, Coach, exciting time of year, and this tournament, a long-standing tradition, and I know it's always an honor to be the host school.
Absolutely. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I think the Reveal Show and getting all the guys and all the coaches here together is kind of fun, too. You know, we don't get a chance to talk a lot, right? You're so busy and here and there, and maybe a text message back and forth about, hey, have you played this team? Hey, have you played that team? But it's fun. I've had a chance to talk to some guys I haven't had a chance to talk to all season so far. And, yeah, our kids always really look forward to this, right? It's kind of one of those big benchmarks throughout the whole course of the season that we try to build for. We really want to do a good job and take pride in it. And the guys will be excited to play in it, which is always a lot easier to coach, right, when the guys are excited and ready to play. And so we need to have some good preparation. We need to have a good week of practice and get ready to play next week.
Talk a little bit about, for those who have not had a chance to see you, give us a little bit of a preview of your team this year, and obviously a couple of new guys in there as well.
I think we're living and learning and growing as we go, and I think you learn the most about your team when you play the best teams, when you play the best competition. And the last couple of weeks, we've really played some good teams, right? We played Q&D, we've played West Hancock, we've played Manual. We've played some really good basketball teams, and so I think you learn the most about your guys when you're in the toughest situations. And we've been really competitive. We've been really competitive in those games, and so I think that teaches us that we belong on the court with all those teams. Now we need to straighten some things out, right? We need to sharpen up. We need to take care of the ball a little bit better. We need to be more efficient offensively. But, again, it's really early in the season, right, when you're trying to mix guys in that, one, haven't played a lot of varsity basketball, two, may have a brand new role that what they've had previously. And like you said, we have some guys that are brand new to our program. And so I think in the long run, we're going to be really good. I really do. If we'll keep that same competitiveness, the defensive end has been our strength so far this year. I've really been happy with the way we guard. Rebounding has been pretty solid for us. We just have to get a little more efficient offensively. Like Drew Watson and Nolan Hogue, the guys that are our returning starters, they've carried us offensively, which we expect, right? But now it's time for some of our other guys to get a little more confident, find their niche in the offense a little bit better, and then I think our offense will get more efficient as we go.
Peoria Christian, your guys' opponent in the first round, a team we saw last year in that third-place game. I mentioned to Dwayne, a very kind of a weird game. Both teams were very tired from the tournament, and the end of the week there we played that third-place game ahead of the title game between West Hancock and Rock Ridge. What can you remember about Peoria Christian, and then anything you've seen maybe this year?
I tell you, the first thing I'm going to do tomorrow morning is go out to Brown's and see if Jimmy's got any track shoes because, man, they get out and they go. They get out and they run. And so we're going to have to do a really good job of getting back on defense. And then playing them at Western Hall is going to make it that much tougher, right, because it's a longer court and it's further to get back. And that's something we're really going to have to stress here this week in practice is knowing who's going back when somebody takes a shot and sprinting back and being ready to guard because, man, they are aggressive and they get out and they run. Yeah, that game last year I don't think was indicative of what Peoria Christian was like. Obviously, they ended up at state tournament. They got third or fourth in the state in 1A, and they were a really good team. I think their legs were shot by the time we played them. And that happens, right, in the holiday tournament situation where it's grueling, right? It really is. I thought we've guarded pretty well that night, and we're going to have to be really solid in that first round game against Peoria Christian this year because they have some firepower, and like I said, they go really fast.
And a team we could see come February because they're in the same subsectional as us, yet another team in this tournament.
Yeah, we've been kind of a topic of conversation here tonight also is, that's going to be a really tough subsectional, and you may see some teams in this tournament that you'll have to turn around and play again, Well, Illini West is a great example, right? Shoot, we could play them here. We could play them where we know we've already played them once. We're going to play them again regular season-wise, and shoot, it could be for the fourth time. It's come subsectional time, and so, but they have a really good team. They're really well coached, and so I think that'll just be better for us in the long run, right? Because, like we said, we learn the most about our teams when we play the best teams, and so, yeah, Peoria Christian is another great example of that. That could be a rematch later in the year.
And I know not just for you guys getting to coach at Western Hall on that floor, but I know the kids really like the atmosphere and getting the opportunity to play on the D1 college floor.
Oh, yeah, I think they really look forward to it. I think it's a lot of fun for them. Typically, in the holiday tournament setting, you'll have guys back from college, right, that maybe they haven't seen for a while, and there's not a whole lot else going on in town on those nights, and so we get a pretty good crowd. We usually have a good student section, and they'll come out to those games, and so it's exciting for the guys. And, to be the host school or be part of hosting of it anyways, it's a special event. And so I tell our guys every year, take pride in it. It's put on for you guys, right? And let's do our part and do a good job and have a good showing.
Well, Coach, thanks for making an appearance here tonight.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
you coming down, and we'll be ready to go at Western Hall next Saturday.
Yeah, thanks,
All
man.
right, that's
Appreciate
Macomb head coach Jeremy Anderson on our Bracket Reveal show. We take a break, back with more after this on TSSR.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Welcome back here. Game 7. We're going to do that real quick, and we're going to get the coaches from Game 7 up. Game 7 is going to be Brown County and BPC. Brown County, BPC. We've already talked to the coaching staff of Brown County, so we'll bring Coach Curry from BPC up. That is Game 7. We'll have one more left after this. Game 7 is Brown County and BPC. We'll take a quick break, and Coach Curry will be here in just a moment. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
Welcome back. We have Coach Shane Curry with us. And, Coach, first year at BPC.
Yep.
You got the program, I think, headed the direction you want it to go.
I think so, yeah.
You're not there yet, obviously.
No.
You're making some changes.
Yeah.
So, but you got to win at West Central.
Yep.
And you're playing pretty well. You got to win the other night, I think, too, didn't you?
Yeah,
Against
Roseville, yep.
Yeah, so you guys are moving in the right direction.
Yes, we are. Like you said, we're kind of changing some things up. We get in habits where we're doing the things the right way, and we show it, and we play very well, and then we kind of tend to start to go back to some old habits, and then that doesn't work very well for us. It's crazy to think that we're 10 games in and we're about ready to be healthy with getting all of our roster. That we actually haven't had a full team of what we wanted to have with some injuries, so we should be coming in healthy for the holiday tournament. So that'll be nice to see. We kind of get a taste of it against West Central. We played really, really well that night, and hopefully keep that train rolling.
Well, I know that you came in wanting to change some things, wanting to maybe if not physically necessarily, but attitude-wise and mentality-wise. It looks like you're doing that. Do you feel like you're doing that?
In certain days it feels like, you take one step forward, you take one step back sometimes, but it feels like the boys are really starting to get bought in. Just conversations with them, spending time. So we spend so much time with each other. It's almost like a second family. But it seems like we are starting to turn the corner on what we want to do. We're starting to see that in the classroom. We're getting improvements there, and it's starting to pay off on the court. Like I said, when we get kind of everybody back this week, this could be a real good test of what our true team is going to be going down the stretch into regional. It's crazy to think we were just here talking preview of the season. We're at the holiday tournament before
right.
you know it, it's going to be regional seeding. So,
what has been the surprise for you, either players-wise or coaching-wise? What's been the biggest surprise so far in this first year at BPC as the varsity head coach for basketball?
Just how important it is to have your team. We were in Hartsburg last night, and we had some kids down for injury. We had a kid down for a sickness, and you turned around. We got in a little bit of foul trouble, and we turned around, and it was at one point in time we had 2 freshmen on the floor and a sophomore, and it's just like we need depth. We need the boys to come out for basketball. Big summer program. Not able to have that one this year, but going forward with the summer program, that was kind of the biggest thing. Is we implemented our offense and our defense and our mentality and everything that first day of practice when you want to really kind of have that established in June and July.
Well, you're playing a Brown County squad. Is definitely, I've seen them. They're going to be bigger than you.
Yeah.
In some places, they're going to be faster than you.
Mm-hmm.
But your style of defense that you want to play will be up in their face.
Mm-hmm.
Can you overcome some height differences by pressure?
Well, yeah, and that's the biggest thing too. Is I talked all this about how defensive pressure, and then we just didn't do it, down the stretch. It's like, and I kept telling the guys, I said, I go and have these little interviews, and I say these things we're going to do, and we don't do it. The games that we've won is the defensive pressure I want to see. You're up, we're aggressive, we're scrappy, and then when we sit back in our haunches, we let teams dictate the tempo. When we dictate the tempo, we have a lot. Now with size, it's been very many teams this year that we're going to be bigger than, so we need to have some speed, some scrappiness. We're gonna have to look at some film with Brown County. We kind of talking this week about this seeding. That was one of the teams that was kind of on our radar, who we thought kind of we're in the situation we've kind of put ourselves in with ranking and records. We kind of had a feeling that was going to be one of the teams that was going to be a possible draw. So,
well, you're doing the best you can with what you got, right? And when you lose players, mid-season is sometimes when that happens, right? You play a few games and maybe kids aren't really ready to play basketball, and they pull a hamstring or they twist an ankle or they hurt a knee or they're just sick. I heard Dylan King was sick yesterday, I think, right?
Yeah, we definitely.
He has stepped up for you guys in a huge way, hasn't he?
And these are conversations that I had with him. With the kid's a sophomore, where the kid literally just ate weights and protein shakes over the summer. He just put on so much mass, and he is the size of a guard, but he plays so well down low at that 4-5. And like I told him the other night before the Rova game, I said, you're not killing the box score. I said, but you're doing all the other things, the steals, the rebounds, the scrappiness. I said, those points are going to come. And I said, if you're doing all those other things, and that kid has all the potential in the world. Just like got a Braylon Griffiths who's a sophomore. We got some sophomores coming up that can really, we hone in on some summer stuff. We could really have some athletes coming out of BPC.
Yeah, I think that you're headed in the right direction anyway, and getting kids to buy in is really the biggest thing, right? It really doesn't even matter how good the kids are. If they're not bought in, it doesn't. You're not going to win games.
Attitude's the biggest thing, and that's what I keep trying to preach to the boys. And hopefully they know, I've said this from the day one, I've got your back till the end. Have my back. We every once in a while you'll hear us, in a team break, family on 3. That's the kind of thing I want to think of. Is if we just know that everyone's got our back. It's not one guy against everybody else. We're just a family, and if we can kind of beat that along and get that buy-in, you can really start turning that corner on some things.
And it's hard for me to say this because I'm a Bushnell-Prairie City graduate, but you're a Knoxville grad.
Yes.
As much as it kills me to say that. Did Knoxville ever play at the tournament?
I did. I played 2 years here. And we always, we didn't have the strongest record at the time. We drew Rock Falls my senior year. and then we lost that game and went against Canton, who had a 6'10" and 7'1" guy. So it was kind of an early exit for us my senior year, but that was kind of the really cool thing about getting this job and having this opportunity is be able to come back to the Western Holiday Tournament because it's just such a great environment. You get to play on the big Western Hall floor under the bright lights, and then now you guys are here with TSS. I don't believe we had that when I was in school in 2006, if there even was YouTube back in 2006. But it's just such a great environment, and the kids love it so much. And that's what I keep telling them is like, you get this great opportunity to play at this awesome tournament, within the state. Make a showing. Like I know you're not, we all see the seeding. We're not supposed to beat Brown County, but that doesn't mean we can't turn some heads.
Right. And sometimes you can. If you can make that game close, you're going to do a lot better than anybody gave you credit for, probably.
And that's
in all honesty, right?
Yeah, and that's going to be a thing. And I say this to teams, when we're supposed to beat teams, on paper. If you let a team hang around, they're going to build confidence.
Right.
So if we can, we hang around long enough, we can fight, scratch, and see what happens in the end, and going to see what, I told the boys, we're going to be scouting our team. We're going to be playing, but then we got to scout 2 other teams because we don't know who we're going to get the next day. So,
well, you're going to find out which 2 those are in just a minute.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being a part of the tournament.
Yep.
We'll be right back. Justice will join me, and we'll have the last game of the tournament announced in just a couple minutes. You're watching the Reveal Show on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
My name is Kelsey Cunningham. I'm a nurse practitioner with the cardiology department here at McDonough District Hospital. Cardiology is like a big puzzle. A lot of things can be traced back to the heart, and to see somebody in your office at the beginning of the process really down on themselves and, not feeling like their best self. And I think in their mind, never really thinking that they're going to recover from that, to fast forward 6 months where they're back doing things they once did. It's the ultimate goal, and I love to see it happen.
And welcome back. You see Justice is already standing. I wasn't.
Yeah.
You were ahead of schedule.
Ready.
You were ahead of schedule. We're going to update the bracket because we got a little behind games on the bracket. We'll pull them back up. Where did we stop at? Game 5?
Yep. Game 5 is next on here.
Game 5 is A-Town and Pittsfield.
Yep.
There's
That's
Abington
on your
Avon.
side. I'll hold it here.
They're
for
both
you.
over there, aren't they? There's Abington Avon and Pittsfield.
Yep.
Okay, we'll take that one off. And we'll go with Game 6.
Macomb and Peoria Christian. I'll let you hold it on your side. I got them over here.
And then we have Brown County and BPC.
Yep.
So if you're keeping track and you know what the teams are,
only 2 slots left.
You only have 2 slots left for game number 8. And that is going to be an actual rematch of last year.
Yeah. The wins necessarily, but you look at the schedule they played. Chuck Grant not afraid to up the schedule early on in the season. Going to be a quality matchup to end day 1 at 8:30 p.m.
Those are 2 storied programs. They both have histories of being good basketball teams, right? So
they do.
That game is going to be good. There's going to be fans there. There always are.
Mm-hmm.
In Mammoth Roseville's defense, and I'm sure you'll talk to Coach Grant about this, they stepped out of a Thanksgiving tournament because of the fact they played so deep into the football playoffs.
They did.
So that goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of the night, right? Some of these teams maybe not quite all the way there yet, but this week of practice and another week of getting some basketball in will make them probably even a little bit better come the weekend.
Without a doubt, another team that had a really good football season in Monmouth Roseville under Coach Jeremy Adolphson. Another week of practice. They're going to be a tough team to watch out for in this tournament. Illini West, really good roster for them again this year. And I know they're going to look for a deep run, too, in this tournament. They got on the championship side last year with an opening round win over Brown County in the donut contest at 9 a.m. They're going to look to do the same over Chuck Grant's Titans this year.
We'll see how things turn out, but Illini West is a team that people talked about in that 4, 5, 6, 7 range as well. So they have to feel like, record-wise, they are the favorite team. They are the home team in this, so ideally, that probably makes them the favorite team in this as well, to some extent at least. But this is, we look through these opening round games, and in all honesty, this is probably, as I look at it, maybe Abington, A-Town, and Pittsfield might be good, but this is probably the most competitive game I see on the roster, outside of Liberty and Mercer County, maybe.
Really good contest throughout the day. I think that, be really good. Macomb and Peoria Christian, that could be your wild card in there too. I haven't had a chance to watch too much of Peoria Christian this year just because they're up in that area. They're 2A this year too, which is going to be interesting to see too. They're in that same subsectional, but really excited for that last matchup with Illini West and Mammoth Roseville. Going to be a great way to wrap up the day and hopefully an on-time tip at 8:30.
Well, we'll get a break in and we'll get a couple coaches up here. Start with Illini West, then go to Mammoth Roseville. You're watching the Reveal Show on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough District Hospital.
I'm Lindsay Schaefer. I'm a physical therapist specializing in pelvic floor physical therapy here at McDonough District Hospital Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation. Young women, a lot of them have pelvic pain. They don't realize that it's something that they don't have to live with anymore. It's very common for people to have urinary leakage. And I always say it's common, but it's not normal. It's not something you need to live with. I also focus on hip pain, back pain. It's all kind of connected. Any age really can benefit from it.
We return on our reveal show for the 2025 Macomb-Western Holiday Basketball Tournament with Illini West head coach Blaze Kimmel. And, Coach, you're going to stay up past your bedtime this year. You had to wake up early last year, so we're going to flip the tables on you. You're going to play the 8:30 p.m. game against Mammoth Roseville. Kind of an interesting matchup to wrap up day one.
Yep, absolutely. My first year, we actually had this exact same time slot at 9:30 p.m. versus these guys. With the previous coach, and it was a dogfight. It's definitely a game planning thing, but like you said, it's no advantage. It's the same thing. And Mammoth Roseville with Chuck is always a best 1-6 team I've ever seen. So and they're getting healthy and they're only going to get better. So our team will be ready to go, just like his team will be ready to go. I'm excited about it. I'm always excited about the tournament. We'll be ready to rock.
Saw you guys obviously early on in the year. We had a matchup at Bushnell-Prairie City with you guys at against Macomb. You guys have a nice roster this year. A lot of good returning players. For those who have not seen you guys, give us a little bit of a preview and talk a little bit about your team.
Yeah, absolutely. We have 3 losses to Abingdon, Minden, and Macomb, and by a combined 8 points. Had chances to win a couple of those, and Wes Robb returned for us. Wes Robertson was all-tournament team last year. He's about 150 points away from 1,000 this year. He's been a good, stable guy for us. Ethan Carlisle, another 3-year starter. And then we have a couple juniors, Cash Jones, Grady Blue, our point guard and starting post. Brennan Grotz, another senior who started for us last year. Wes Smith played in almost 95% of our games last year. He's a returning 6'7" senior. And Miles Weir, one of the best sophomores I feel like in this area. He just IQ-wise and play-wise. And we go deeper in that with a few more sophomores. I really feel like we're really competitive. I feel like whenever we play people, they know that we have the talent level to win every game, and we also know that every team brings their A game and can beat us, and that's been done a few times this year. But if you told me going into Christmas tournament Macomb we'd be 9-3, I would tell you I'm happy about that. So we've been building a lot of it. We've had a really good 4-game stretch of being on a 4-game win streak going into this with wins versus Pittsfield, Sherrard, South Fulton, and Clark County, Missouri. So we're on a high note. Our offense is really clicking. We'll keep working on our defense. But, again, this crew's been working hard. We're only going to hopefully keep going up the mountain.
To say you guys got win number 10 last year in that first-round game against a really good Brown County team at that 9 a.m. game. And you guys have the same opportunity this year against Mammoth Roseville at the end of the day to chance to do the same thing, pick up win number 10.
Yeah, hey, and we know it'll be a battle. We never want it to be any different. For our kids to be geeked up, we've played Mammoth Roseville a few times now, and we went to their place last year on a Saturday and really gutted out. We were down 10 almost the whole game and gutted out a win on their home court, and it was a battle, man. And it's not going to be – they have those bodies. The football bodies. The Houston kid is a brick wall, and not to mention just a couple of the other returners, their guard, and a couple guys off the bench that are back for them. We'll need to be ready to play and earn win number 10. We're ready to go, but our kids also got to keep remembering if you don't show up on this game, we're going to have to come back in the morning and re-tip it up. So if we want to win and stay in the top 8, we got to show up ready to go, and it will not be easy versus the old Chuck Grant.
No doubt about it. Well, Coach, thank you so much for making the trip down. Always good to talk to you, good to see you, and we'll see you next weekend at Western Hall. Have a good Christmas, and we'll see you then.
Absolutely, same to you guys. Excited for it, man.
No doubt about it. Thank you, Coach. That's Coach Blaze Kimmel on our Reveal Show. Back with Chuck Grant after this on TSSR.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough District Hospital.
My name is Kelsey Cunningham. I'm a nurse practitioner with the cardiology department here at McDonough District Hospital. Cardiology is like a big puzzle. A lot of things can be traced back to the heart, and to see somebody in your office at the beginning of the process really down on themselves and, not feeling like their best self, and I think in their mind never really thinking that they're going to recover from that, to fast forward 6 months where they're back doing things they once did. It's the ultimate goal, and I love to see it happen.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
We're back on our Reveal Show for the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament 2025. The last team in the bracket is Mammoth Roseville with Titans head coach Chuck Grant. And you're no stranger to this tournament. This is average time of December for you guys, ready to roll into Western Hall and play a good contest against Illini West.
Yeah, it's something I always look forward to, Justice. And the 3 years I was out, I came down and watched MR play every year. And, when you get in there, you're like, it's pretty cool to be down there again. So, I enjoy it. I enjoy the tournament. It's always well run and always great basketball. And, we got an excellent opponent in the first round.
You guys are still working to get some basketball legs still with the late football season. And kudos to Coach Adolphson for a great football season, deep into the playoffs. Give us a preview of your team for the year.
Well, as you mentioned, we're still, and this not excuse, it's reality. We're still kind of trying to get there. And we started late. Even when they got done, we gave the kids 4 days off. They needed it. They needed it physically. They needed it emotionally. We'd already lost arguably our top player in Lars Bergeron week 9 to a collarbone injury. We had some other kids. If you ever watched Nick Houston play football, that kid is in every collision on every down, and we just needed some time away. So, we're a work in progress. We felt like last summer we had a very successful, in my opinion, summer schedule for what that means. But I still feel like we're going to be a pretty good ball club before it's all said and done. But we just haven't. We've shown signs. And we just haven't been able to sustain anything. We're still working to trying to find some depth, especially in the backcourt. But then we lost our first reserve in the front court, Elijah Knoll, he had some back problems the other night, didn't play, and we'll probably be without him down here at the tournament. So. Hey, one of these days, it's like getting the, painting a picture. You just got to start keeping. One day it's going to be a beautiful piece, but right now it's a work in progress.
And you guys draw a tough opponent in Illini West. Good start to their season. Should be a good battle at the end of the day.
Yeah, I love playing. And we've had some great nights with Illini West and some great games down here at the tournament with IW, and they do wonderful. He does a great job with them, and they always have athletes, and they're going to guard, and they play good basketball. So it's going to be a good first round matchup for us, and but we also feel like we've played some pretty good basketball teams in this stretch. Obviously our record isn't real sterling right now, and quite frankly, I felt like we'd be a little better by now. We hit rock bottom Friday night at Orion. We had a good start that unraveled on us, and But I feel like overall we've shown stretches of being a good basketball team. We played Canton a good basketball game, and we just couldn't score in the fourth quarter there. I think we started off with West Hancock, a pretty good game early on, and just Mercer County. We've been good enough to not win. But one of these days, the tide's going to turn on that. And when it does, I think we're going to be a pretty good basketball team. And playing teams like IW are what brings it out of you.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming down tonight. Looks like you'll be up past your bedtime probably a little bit on that last day.
I don't know, man. I
Hopefully.
tell you, I told those guys, I said, hey, I go to bed early, I get up early. That's what I do, so I don't know. Coaches will have to keep me up on the sideline, but no, it'll be fine. I sleep on the bus home. But no, I'm excited. I think it was, in my opinion, a good move to move that last game from 9:30 to 8:30. And some people might not think it makes that much of a difference, but I think it makes a huge difference for
no
kids.
doubt.
I think because especially if you get the tournament, if the game's pushed back, a game could start at 10, 15, and 9. And quite honestly, when you're playing in the championship of that game, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
But there's a difference between starting a first-round game at 9:45, 10 o'clock than a championship game at 9:40, 10 o'clock. So I thought that was a great move last year, and I think it probably worked out. I hope it worked out for the tournament. I feel like it was a great move.
For sure. Well, Coach, appreciate you coming down. Have a great Christmas, and we'll see you at the end of the day on December 27th at Western Hall.
We'll be there. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, Coach. That's Chuck Grant on our Tournament Reveal Show. Back after this on TSSR.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
Welcome back to our Tournament Reveal Show for the Macomb-Western Holiday Basketball Tournament. The bracket is set. We've got through all games. Everything's filled out and ready to go, and now only thing we need is December 27th to roll around, and at 9 a.m. we'll throw the ball up in the air and do it for real.
I think you might be more excited about that than me. I'm excited for the tournament to be here, right? But those are long days.
They are very long days.
Had one of those yesterday.
Yeah, no kidding. Over at Abingdon, Coach Grant just mentioned the best thing the tournament ever did was move everything up a little bit. I'll concur with that because on day 3, after 2 days of walking out of Western Hall near midnight, you're like a walking zombie on that last day. But really excited about this year's tournament and some really good matchups.
Yeah, it should be great. And we got the entire bracket in here. And yes, we will have. Should be in there. There it is.
Got it.
Yes, there are 2 3 seeds in there.
Yep.
So ignore that. Eureka is the 4 seed. So, we talked a little bit about when we did it, when we put things up on the board there.
That first session, the second session at 4 o'clock. A-Town and Pittsfield tip us off at 4 p.m. Macomb and Peoria Christian at 5:30. At 7, 2-seeded Brown County and Bushnell-Prairie City. And to round it out, the last contest on day 1, Illini West and Monmouth Roseville. Again, the top 4 seeds, West Hancock 1, Brown County 2, A-Town 3, Eureka 4. And that is the official bracket for the 2025 tournament.
Chris Daria, if you're still watching in the live chat, is there a tournament doing a tourney pass and online pay again this year? I know that there is a tourney pass. Chris, is there online pay, if you can tell me that? Brian, I think, might have been checking it out online, but if you're still on, you can check it out. Do you know?
I do not. Not off the top of my head. I know they've done it in the past.
I've looked at the page like 2,500 times in the last 3 days, but I don't remember that.
Yes,
they are.
Yep.
Pass and online are all available on the tournament website. Thank you, Chris. Greatly appreciate you hanging out with us this entire time. Take Macomb out of the mix. Give me your Final Four.
Well,
and I know that you would
tough.
Want Macomb to be there, but you can't pick Macomb.
I can't. I won't pick Macomb. I'm going to say West Hancock. I think they find a way to get into the Final Four. In that top bracket, West Hancock, man, it's tough. Eureka or Canton. Give me Canton. I like Canton in there for the top half, and then the second half, I obviously can't pick Macomb. So excluding Macomb, of course, I'd love to see the Bombers in that Final Four, but without Macomb, let's say I like Illini West and Brown County. If I can't pick Macomb in the Final Four, I like Illini West, kind of that dark horse, no seed.
Illini West and Brown County can't be in the Final Four.
Or no, they can't. I'm sorry. They're at the bottom half there. Yeah. So let's go Illini West and A-Town.
Okay.
I like that. We'll do that instead. Illini West, Brown County will be a good second-round matchup, but if I can't pick Macomb, I'm going A-Town and Illini West in my other half.
I'm going to tell you the matchup in the second round that I might be most excited to see is A-Town Macomb.
Absolutely, rematch.
If that can work out,
yep.
That was a really crazy game at the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. So I'm excited. I hope, no offense to Peoria Christian or Pittsfield, but I hope that is a second-round matchup. Either that or a loser's bracket matchup. I don't really care. I just want to see those two play each other again.
No doubt.
But having said that, I'm going to go with West Hancock and Eureka.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Macomb. I'll pick Macomb because I think Macomb and A-Town, I think Macomb can get A-Town the second time.
I love it.
And I think it's going to be either Illini West or Brown County. You win Illini West?
I win Illini West.
I'm going to go Brown County.
Okay.
And we'll see who's right. Okay. Everybody keep track of that. Brian, you want to get in on this? Final Four?
No.
No part. He's the stat guy. He can't get in on it. That's like betting on something you control, right? He can. He's got enough people mad at him for officiating. He doesn't need to get them mad at him for picking them too. All right. Well, Justice, I appreciate you greatly for coming and helping out with this. It's a lot of fun as usual. That does it. The Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament 2025 bracket reveal show is in the books. So I want to thank all the fine folks here at Sports Corner at 124 for the food. Have you ate yet?
I have.
I have not ate yet, so I'm going to get something to eat before takeoff. And you can come up here between games during the break. They'll be open the entire tournament to come. So come up here and support Johnny McKee and all the folks here at Sports Corner at 124. Great food, great atmosphere, and a whole lot of fun. Even the wait staff is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Most of them. So thank you for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. And we will see you Saturday, 9 a.m., and the first game is Liberty and
Mercer
County. It'll be live right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Chris Derry, if you're still listening, we will have the links made within the next 24 hours, so all you folks at home can get ready. We'll just change the names of them as we find out who plays in them. So thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you on Saturday. For Justice Keene, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for watching. See you again very soon.